These are representatives of thousands of people affected in districts hosting oil projects that started in 2012. They say that when the government started the land acquisition process, they were unhappy with the unfair compensation, which they described as a take it or leave it, and they ran to court but have never been heard despite the fact that the government has already taken over their parcels of land.
Our land was first titled by the government, therefore we cannot access it. Then too, we cannot take our children to school because that's the land we have been digging to get what money for school fees to our children.
As you know, Article 26 of the Constitution provides that government can only evict, can only displace anyone after they have fairly and adequately compensated the affected people.
Because that money which they gave us could not even afford to buy land somewhere else.
When we filed a case at High Court in Kampala in 2014, we never got a hearing, and it has been like that, moving from court to another. Up to today, nothing has happened.
They say they have filed several other cases against the government but are yet to be heard, and yet in 2020, when the government sued 9 Tilenga project-affected persons who rejected the compensation that was being offered by Total Energies for land to set up an industrial park, the court heard the case and ruled in favor of the government in a matter of months.
The court allowing the government to deposit compensation in court and proceed to evict the communities. The communities filed a notice of appeal in the Court of Appeal. It is now coming to 2 years. The Court of Appeal has never fixed a hearing.
With the help of 6 civil society organizations, the disgruntled persons petitioned a French court seeking a ruling against the Total Energies, citing human rights violations and environmental concerns. Last week, the court's tribunal ruled in favor of the oil company.
We are yet to confirm which court we are going to appeal to, but the main important thing that we are looking at is to ensure that the case is heard on its merits.
The community representatives have now given the judiciary a month to determine the matters, or they will demonstrate at the office of the Chief Justice, Principal Judge, Justice Minister and Inspectorate of Government offices, which they say they have previously petitioned for help without success.
Attempts to go through the court have failed. Attempts to get government attention has also what? Failed. So what do you expect us to do?
All of them, they never even reply. And we are planning that, these people can even go to those offices and protest.
Reached for a comment, Judiciary Spokesperson Jamson Karemani said he had no details of the said cases, but urged them to use the Public Relations Office to reach the heads of the institution.
They need to come out and give us that petition, because as a spokesperson, I have not seen that complaint. If they say they sent it there, maybe it could not have reached. There is need to follow it up and find out where it is and what could be the reason why the delays are there.
On giving preference to government and oil companies against the people, Karemani said,
"We can't, that cannot happen, and we want to assure them that we act in neutral, and once we come to know of those specific cases, we shall pick interest to know if they are indeed delayed and why, and find a solution for them."
Last year, the European Parliament passed a resolution stopping the construction of the East African crude oil pipeline until the compensation issue is settled. While the non-binding resolution was dismissed by government, these complaints, in a way, highlight the dark side of Uganda's oil projects, which should be a blessing first to the host communities. Muhumuza, NTV.